Well, hello there, friends. At this point, I believe it actually is now Saturday, September 16, 2017. It is midnight, I believe. It was one of those evenings where you start to find yourself getting tired early on, but you kind of try to fight through you don't want to go to bed at like 7 p.m. So you stay up a bit more, and then okay, all right, we'll go to bed a little bit earlier. That way I can get up in the morning a little bit earlier. I didn't just make dinner and go to bed afterwards. You let the food digest, all that sort of stuff, and you plop down into bed, fall asleep. In several hours you wake up and just can't really sleep anymore. So of course, the tried and true coping mechanism of getting in your car and just driving around, not really going anywhere. Story of our lives, right? I think I finally found a place quiet enough, far away from any major roads and sort of side streets that aren't used very heavily, with some decent enough lighting for what it is. Wait, it's just the sound of my voice. Of course, not really hearing any crickets, but that's alright. I think there's a HVAC system nearby. I want to say there might be a train nearby here. Some train tracks, but I'm not sure. That would be pretty cool. I'm a big fan of sort of ambient train noises, I don't know if it's a bunch of warehouses or something here, so I feel like I'm sort of looking over my shoulder a little bit too, Well, if you're, oh, you thought you found a little out of the way whatever spot, buddy. Well, is anyone else too? Had a nice little rainstorm earlier today. There was yep, there totally is, but hopefully he doesn't think I'm like some weirdo, whatever. It's alright, buddy. No harm to you. You do whatever it is you need to. So, yeah, kind of windy too. It's one of those things where you ever just sort of open up the curtains in your room, open up the window, just let that sort of burst of cold air hit you. That evening cold air, that chill in the wind. Something about it. Sorry, I don't know. I said I just want a nice quiet place to film at, so don't want to cause any trouble. What was that? I guess if it is a bunch of warehouses and stuff like that, you probably are going to hear weird little noises and stuff like that. So, yeah, I found a place earlier. I feel like I've spent basically the last 30 minutes just kind of driving around to random places. You find a grocery store parking lot or something like that, or the other, but there's so many cars there, so Alright, no, you just walked by. Alright. But yeah, there's so many cars there and just so much. Lighting was good, but just so much of everything that, not that great. I feel like the mood has to be just right, folks. Plus, I'm not a big fan of sterile lighting, essentially. So, I mean, how would you describe that? It's overly bright. I like this sort of like more subdued orange lighting. So that's what it is. It's, you drive around, you don't want it to be completely dark, but you don't want it to be completely bright. It's hard to sort of put into words. If I had a good enough camera that could take pictures in the dark, well, feel like I could get some great shots, it's just something about it that I like. And so yeah, folks, I did hear back from I just got something in my head. I heard back from a certain girl, not the one that I went to coffee with once and then canceled the other one. That one I sort of doubt I'll hear back from again. Like maybe if I sort of see her at work or something like that, but maybe there's a part of me that sort of wishes that, like, well, I put in some work with the contacting you and setting up whatever, even though it's not a date, it wasn't dating, and just maybe it's that sort of ambiguity that I hate, where it sort of leaves off with ambiguity that you don't know about. So it's like, never did hear back from her again, but maybe I'll see her at work at one of these days. But I don't really, maybe sort of deep down you hope that, alright, so maybe I will hear from her again, this sort of other time around, and that way you'll have your own mental something, like a confirmation that, alright, it's just not me contacting you. Hello. How's it going? Not much. No, honestly, I couldn't sleep. I just wanted to find somewhere quiet.
Oh, yeah,
but
you're good, man. You're good. Just
all right,
I
can get out the way. I don't mean
no,
to.
not at all, man. You're fine. Just wanted to make sure you got not lost or anything like that.
Yeah, no, I'm not a weirdo or anything. There's just everywhere I kept trying to park, just think whatever. It's like brown, just people driving around and stuff like that. So
no, you're good, man. You're good. You're good to hang out here for a little while. I just wanted to make sure you're
right.
Not lost, not doing anything.
No, yeah, it was just one of those nights. So
absolutely, man. I know how that shit goes. So.
Right.
You're
all right.
good.
I'm George.
George Adam.
Yeah. All right. Nice to meet you.
Man. You have a good night.
Yeah. You too. Bye bye. But anyway. All right. So I guess that was something. Well, yeah, I guess they are protecting places. So, but yeah, gosh, let me try to get my thoughts straightened out. So, but yeah, maybe I had sort of hoped, folks, that I would hear something. I would hear something back. of like, oh hey, let's get coffee, as like that confirmation of something. I mean, I don't know. Here I was talking about, oh, I'm not really feeling it, I'm not really this, but maybe sort of deep down I did sort of hope that uh, I did sort of hope that there was some interest that way. I don't know, folks. So but yes, this one, folks, now I feel very, all right, well, he said it's cool, but all right, I'm gonna find somewhere else to park. So all right, folks, we're back. Hopefully it's a little bit better here. It's just, since that guy already talked to me there, it's clear that somebody's keeping an eye out. So it's one of those, like, feel like I'm sitting there talking into the camera and sort of being watched on whatever security system they have. So I figure it just sort of broke my mood. Well, I guess he was very nice about it, though, so that's not bad. But it's understandable, these quiet, out-of-the-way spots. Of course, there might be some security that they might be concerned about. Hopefully, it's not so bad here. There's a bunch of just freight, and trucks and stuff like that, and people's own, looks like parked cars. I don't think there's any businesses with lights on or whatever the fuck these things even are. So hopefully, not bothering anyone, not trying to be a weirdo. I just want a nice quiet place to sit in my car, think and talk, and that's it, So yeah, to go back to that one there, it's very ironic, right, folks? It's very ironic that like I said, that I'm just not into her as much as I want to be, but maybe sort of deep down, due to the ambiguity of it all, and maybe I just wanted to hear something back that would have been like, oh, maybe there is actual interest on her part, so maybe I should continue this, right? Oh, that's alright. So, never did hear back from her. So, I did hear from another one. This is actually a former coworker. I feel like at this point she's been gone for like, 2 months or something like that, So, and she had given me her email before leaving to stay in touch. So this is one that I actually asked out. Attempted to ask out at work, and chat with her here and there, and I did ask her out. And we were gonna get coffee. She had told me, she's religious, I think Catholic. And from what she said, she sort of doesn't believe in sex before marriage. So yeah, I know, folks, right? I know, yeah. Is that like lightning off in the distance? So yeah, doesn't believe in sex before marriage. And she's like, hey, so before we go out and do this, I just want you to know about this. And I was totally okay with it, folks. And we're gonna have coffee, and she sent me a message sort of the night beforehand where, hey, thought about it, but she's just not comfortable dating a coworker, which is understandable, right? Definitely understandable. So, I mean, that's all right. It's all right. We just left it off there, and she sort of joked like, well, so you need to get another job, basically, like, hey, get another job, and we'll definitely go on a date or something like that. And so we chatted still here and there, and then I think this is the one that I told you guys that she'd kind of tell me about some of her work frustrations, and me to her, and then so I one of the evenings went after my shift ended, and I bought like this sort of sour beer and brought it to her after her shift ended. And I think it was just kind of noticed this, her stopping to talk to me really anymore much. And I think she was going on vacation or something like that. She's like, hey, so I left something for you at this one place. I was like, oh, gee. I was like, oh, shit, man. Did she leave me something, a gift or something, too? It was like, wonder what it could be. And it was that one beer that I gave to her. So she never did ultimately drink it, Yeah, that was something. Alright, that was... Alright, folks. Hopefully be the last cut in the video, so to speak. I just mostly saw an ambulance drive by in the little thing. I think it went somewhere else, but it was like, okay, did this dude think I was like suicidal or something like that, so he called something? I mean, I don't think so, but my mind started going there, and at that point I didn't feel that really relaxed there anymore, so I just sort of left. I've gone back to my original location. There is that U-Haul truck, but it doesn't look like they're doing any moving or anything like that. They just sort of delivered it here, so that's alright. Hopefully this place will now serve the needs for the rest of this video. Man, it's like so many little issues tonight. Almost like maybe I shouldn't even make this video, but hey, you're making all these stupid ass streaming videos, right? That's not what you're known for. You're known for sitting in your car and complaining about life and whatever, right? So but yes, with that girl, folks, she gave me back that drink in that way and never said a single word about it. It was just a very weird sort of cut off like that. It definitely hurt. What can I say? It feels like a very, I don't know. It's like you give a gift to somebody, and it's one thing if it's like a little knick-knack or whatever, but it's a consumable like that it sort of hurt, whatever. But so yeah, so we chat a little here and there, but just not as much. There was a very noticeable drop off in contacting, and it's like, well, is it me? Is something else going on? And stuff like that. And you'd always hear from this person about how, oh, gonna be single the rest of her life and this and that, and so maybe there was always sort of a bit of hope, just the way she sort of talked about stuff and how I got along with her and all that jazz. So like I said, right, no sex before marriage, how about that? But she's not like a complete prude or whatever that it's like, wow. So she did finally leave about, feels like 2 months ago at this point. I mean, it's, I think if I talked about in one of these videos that, you know, one of her family members, I think her mom or her dad, or maybe it's somebody else, is having serious health things, and she got another job and all that. And so, you know, I did messenger her finally and sort of said, you know, let's get some coffee and stuff like that. And there's also something that I'd like to ask you, just this time not kind of tipsy and drunk through messaging. And I didn't hear from her for a while, and I finally heard back. I guess she's sort of doing well. There are sort of challenges with the new job, and this is the part you're gonna love. Yeah, just said, yeah, let's get coffee, but I should let you know that been in a relationship for over a year, so we'd have to go as friends. Yeah, sort of funny. Even for somebody that made this big deal about how they're always going to be single, it seems like, and they're always, you know, turning down guys and don't seem to be happy about anything, whatever. You know, these sort of whatever is still no problem. I mean, I guess ultimately if you're social and stuff like that, and I don't know, folks. Just the way she sort of described it seemed like, who knows? But maybe that was it. Maybe she found somebody and got into a relationship this time ago, whatever, and had this weird, alright, break off most of contact with Georgie boy, but that was sort of funny to hear. So here it is, you know, this one girl you chatted up and all of this, and she seemed to be totally down to go on a date and all that. It was just this whole, you sort of work together with her thing, and now that it feels like the opportunity is there, like, well, guess it wasn't ever really there. In a relationship or over. She never talked about it at all, but then again, she's not one of those people that, unlike me, you know, that sort of reveals a whole lot about themselves, so we'll go as a friends. We'll go as friends, right? We'll go as friends. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not terribly heartbroken about it or anything like that. It's just, there's just something ultimately very funny about it. And it's just, this person has moved on with your life and probably ain't gonna give a shit about you as if they did at all pretty soon. And you're one of the people still fucking left. Still fucking left at the job. Story of my life, folks. People coming and going and moving on to other things, and me staying in one place. So I don't really know. I don't really know if I want to message her back, and is it even worth it? Because, like, yeah, I'm not really interested in being friends, you know? Am I really gonna do the whole thing of, like, tactical orbiting until maybe she's single, if ever, and so I'm not really sure about that one, folks. I don't really know what I'll do that one. It's just the you know, when you find out they're taken too, you just sort of lose that interest, and it's just this pointless going out for coffee with people endlessly. It's just, who really cares, man? What does it really matter anyway? Let's go as friends. But then again, you know, I guess I could have long since, if I had actually been serious, if my words actually had any sort of weight or meaning, you know, rather than my gut, I could have long since changed things around, got a new job, and if I still sort of cared, probably, you know, probably could have gone on a date with her. I still cared. So here we are, folks, midway through September, almost October. It all just feels like one sort of big, absurd joke at this point, doesn't it? My life feels like one big, absurd joke at this point. I feel like I remember sitting in my car around this time last October saying, oh, well, another wasted year, but I can still salvage what's left of it, right? And here I am in exactly pretty much the same position. It's one big fucking joke at this point, folks. One big fucking joke. And that sort of seems to be all you see around here. On the interwebs, whatever you'd call this group of people that we're in with. You know, not everybody's a virgin, so it's not like, oh, it's all virgins. It's just, you know, none of us are seemingly working towards anything, making any progress towards anything. Just a whole lot of people spinning wheels one way or another. You know, the analogy that I can really think of is sort of trying to sit in an uncomfortable chair or lay in an uncomfortable bed, and instead of just getting up and going to a new chair or bed or like the floor, you know, you keep tossing and turning or sort of switching sides and just telling yourself, oh, it's not so bad here. If I sort of sit like this, it's not so bad. That's not so bad. Just smile and pretend that it's not uncomfortable, right? It's maddening, folks. Absolutely maddening. One big absurd joke, folks. One big absurd joke is sort of what my life has become. It's like, on one hand, you feel like you know what you need to do, but on the other hand, everything just feels completely... It all feels completely meaningless. Like, are you basically fucked, but you're just trying to tell yourself that, oh, you can do this or you can do that, and it's actually gonna mean something and make any difference that's gonna make you really feel better in the long term or whatever. I don't know. But then again, maybe that's just your side trying to justify not doing anything, right? There it is, folks. These are the fruits. These are the fruits, folks, of living life passively. I mean, it's not like, oh, and I don't want anyone to think like, oh, this girl owed me something because she said she'd go out with me before, but we were co-workers. No, it's all right. It's all right. I ain't got nothing to offer her, nor anyone else. She's very outgoing and goes to places, and I can barely be bothered to leave my room most days, right? So, what do you truly have to offer anyone? Yes, folks, these are the fruits. These are the fruits of living life passively. Of living life passively. Of like, maybe this will just sort of happen, or that'll happen, or this will work itself out, or that'll get taken care of. It really doesn't. All that it really results in is that people come and go in your life, and you're sort of the one still stuck in the same place. And that's basically what you get to be known for. Oh, you're sort of funny, just a big ass fucking clown to laugh at. A big ass fucking clown to laugh at. Well, they move on to this or that, and you're the one who can't be bothered to leave your house most days. Maybe this, maybe that, maybe somebody will just sort of come into your life or whatever. No, folks, the passive path really gives you nothing at all. Feel like it's just one big dream. One big dream, just reliving the same shit over and over again. Well, there's another pointless fucking video. but for you folks. But hey, at least it's in my car, right? At least it's in my car. Just it's not playing. Oh, why are we playing shitty video games? Yeah, that's right. Playing shitty video games, living a shitty life, being a shitty person. Just the same shitty day after day. Story of my shitty life.